Leadership is lonely because when a difficult issue comes up, it can be really hard to know who to talk to. Your family probably don't know the ins and outs of your corner of the business or haven't got the experience of dealing with leadership issues like the ones you're facing. You can't talk to your team because you're the person they look to for answers. You're supposed to be able to work out how to do things. And it's hard to talk to your boss because saying, hey, I really don't know how to handle this is kind of like saying, hey boss, I don't know how to do my job. So what do you do? Well, the best thing you can do is get yourself a confidant, a trusted person you can talk through difficult issues with, or you can just sit with and decompress. And there are 4 types of confidant I'm going to tell you about today. And at the end of the video, I'm going to make you an offer. And if you can't wait till then, there's some notes in the description, or you can just go to leadershipjetway.com/free coaching to find out more. But let's do 4 key types of confidant. We'll start with your line manager. And look, I know this is tough because there are great line managers and there are not so great line managers. But I would hope you, as a leader, are trying to create an environment in which your team feel able to come to you for help with any issue. So I'd really encourage you to cultivate a relationship with your boss where you can bring anything to them and ask for help. But there are times when you just don't want to talk to your line manager. I mean, for instance, if the tricky issue is how to deal with your nightmare of a boss, you really don't want to go and talk to your line manager about that, right? So you need one of these other kinds of confidant. And type 2 is the person who did the job immediately before you. Whether they're still in the company or they've moved on elsewhere, your predecessor can be a really valuable resource. They've got loads of insight and experience. They know the issues. They know your people. So unless they got fired or left under a cloud somehow, leaning on your predecessor can be really helpful. Next, your peers in the organization. My day job, my organization employs about 4,000 people, and there are 6 of us doing the same sort of job as me. And we meet once a week with no agenda, just to talk about what's going on. And it's really, really useful to see how decisions are landing in other parts of the organization, to see how they're handling things. Even if you don't interact with them a lot day to day in your work, get to know your peers in the organization. They can be a really important source of support for you. 1 more to go, and then I'm going to tell you how I want to help you directly. Number 4 is a sensible, knowledgeable friend inside or outside the organization. If you can find someone who understands how your organization works, that you can trust to talk about things with reasonably freely, you can't always talk about everything, but if you can talk reasonably freely with that person and you enjoy being with them, you've got a gold mine. You should nurture that relationship, really take care of it, because it's really important for your well-being, your morale, and your productivity. And it doesn't even have to be at work. Just someone who works in your sector or has had some leadership experience, somebody that you can turn to who will know what it's like to deal with the sorts of things you deal with day to day. Spend a minute thinking through your network, your friends and family. Is there someone who fits that bill, who's got some experience, who's been there and done that you feel you could talk to, that you can just reach out to and say, hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee to talk about this tricky situation I've got at work? I think your experience, you'd have some useful insight. I'd really appreciate your help. Just reaching out and asking for help will set yourself up in a relationship with somebody who could turn into a really valuable coach or mentor. And if you don't fancy doing that, well, here's my offer to you. For May and June 2022, I've set myself a challenge of specifically helping 10 new leaders directly. I've opened up some slots for completely free coaching calls on Mondays and Tuesdays. All you need to do is go to leadershipjetway.com/free coaching, pick a slot, and the system will book a Zoom call and send you a link in an email. I promise, I'm not going to try and sell you anything. I don't have any paid coaching packages. I'm not looking for clients. I just want to help. leadershipjetway.com/free coaching. Go over there, book that, and I will see you very soon in our next video or on a Zoom call.